So do you want to become a successful entrepreneur? Do you want to change the negative thinking inside you? Daymond John has given his own story and many other stories, which are fantastic examples of how to achieve success when you do not have money. This book will also teach you how to get out of debt or broke status, where broke doesn't have to be only about money. It can be a lack of support, knowledge, experience, or really anything. This book also teaches you to use all the resources available to you, make use of your time more efficiently, and put all your efforts into whatever you do. It also has great principles which, honestly, will alter all your negative thinking, especially when it comes to a feeling of not having money. You will learn that being broke can actually be used as a way to gain success. You will see a common lesson in each story. It is the power of eagerness and desire to achieve dreams. You will also learn that when you have nothing to lose, you have a chance to make use of the situation to change your life the way you want it to be. The power of broke. When you've lost all of the opportunity, money, support, and, well, everything, you have to take a shot to succeed. That's the power of broke. Always keep in mind that when there is nothing to lose, there is a lot more to gain. Even if you are rejected in the first 30 attempts, your victory may be in your 31st try. It's all about the will to get back up and keep going. There's a certain way to start businesses, and that is to have capital. But that only works for a while. Why? It's because money runs out. What will truly take you to success is passion and determination. The power of broke is about defying all the odds and figuring out how to make the situation work for you. Daymond John is the founder and CEO of FUBU, or For Us By Us, an American-based apparel company. FUBU reached the market and captured a good name because of its authenticity and its message to people to be real to themselves. Daymond is also known as a co-host of the popular Shark Tank reality TV show. He and his co-hosts meet contestants who pitch their business proposals. If Daymond and the others like it, they invest in the contestants' business. While the entrepreneur contestants gain more reputation and publicity, Daymond collected their success stories and helped others to succeed as well. When you start from nothing and when you stay hungry, you are in the right direction. But when you have all the resources and you haven't failed, then you're still standing at the same place, not moving towards the direction of success. Rise and grind. Daymond introduces a few successful individuals from different backgrounds, along with their stories about how they are successful in their respective fields. When you have nothing, always think big. That is Daymond's mantra. Your goals don't really have to be life-changing. Instead, they should be life-sustaining. The stories and experiences of other people will open your mind up to new possibilities around you. This is a story of a young guy named Blake, who is in his early 20s. Daymond met him when he was coming out from a hotel in Vegas. Both of them were waiting for their cars to be driven up by the valets. Blake recognized Daymond from the TV show and asked if he has any advice for him. Daymond said that he is not an expert and that he thinks that Blake is doing better than him. Daymond asked Blake about how he is making money. Blake explained that he is a well-known artist and painter who has about 100,000 followers on Instagram. He posts an original painting every week and tells his followers that this design can be printed on a t-shirt. This offer can be availed only for the next 24 hours. Blake prices the t-shirts at $40, $50, or $75 depending on the design. The following day, he would take the number of orders and sizes, give it for printing, and ship it to the customers. He repeats this process every week. This is a great business model without product returns, size issues, startup costs, or anything like that. Blake earned $1.3 million in the previous year. He used Instagram, which is already an existing platform, but his strategy was different and genuine. At another time, a friend of Daymond went to meet him. The guy's name is Charlie. He told Daymond that he is worried about his parents. They are in their 60s, and they are about to retire. Charlie's father is a carpenter, and his mother is a maintenance consultant. She cleans office desks, organizes files and closets. Things were doing fine until the recession started in 2008. Both his father's construction work and his mother's consulting work went down. Their income dropped by 80%. Charlie's family came to a situation where they sold their house at a loss and moved to his grandparents' place. But their situation started to change one day. Charlie suggested to his father to build dog homes. His dad made the first one without any specific plan. It turned out that the dog homes became famous among their wealthy neighbors. Charlie's mom helped with online marketing by figuring out how to target the pet owners, which they call Facebook targeting or geo-targeting. She quickly became an expert in it. As of now, Charlie and his parents have earned $2.5 million worth of custom dog houses. Here's another story. Christopher Gray is a teenager who is about to go to college. He puts all his efforts and time into researching scholarships. It took almost a year for Chris to learn about all those different scholarships. He did this for himself, but later on his research turned out to be useful for other students. Chris designed an app which he named Scholly. It is a scholarship search platform which eventually landed him on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2016. Chris himself earned about $1.3 million in scholarships. The magazine started calling him the $1 Million Scholar. As a high school junior, Chris couldn't afford the application cost of the first-class schools. He also did not have access to the internet in his home to fill in the applications. He only used the computer in the local library for half an hour or 1 hour at a time. Chris applied for every scholarship for which he was eligible. He received a first scholarship of $20,000 from the Horatio Alger National Scholarship Foundation. By the time he completed his graduation, he had 100 more scholarships, including 2 full-ride scholarships. When Chris went to Philadelphia's Drexel University in September 2011, he started coaching other students about the scholarships. His passion for helping students made him appear in Daymond's show Shark Tank in 2015. The host gave him a business deal worth $40,000. Chris has also signed a deal with the Memphis city government to share his app with all the high school seniors, which is about 10,000 downloads. He has given full effort for his app promotion, and after his graduation in June 2015, Scholly became a full-service operation with 500,000 downloads. Money changes everything. One of the reasons businesses fail is overfunding. When you start a business, you really shouldn't take too much funding in the early stage itself. Funding should increase at a moderate rate to grow your business. Say, for example, a startup has sales of about $50,000. Now you have decided to grow your business to about $200,000. You got investors and gave up 30% of your business to them. It's a big percentage, and it won't end up good if there's overfunding, especially when the business is still new. Growth should be a slow and steady process. You can learn from these stories. Carlos is an old gentleman who works as a messenger. If a messenger like him makes a delivery beyond a particular radius, like, for example, 10 blocks, he will get $2 additional for the service. From his extra $2, Carlos would buy 3 hot dogs and a drink from the famous Midtown hot dog place called Gray's Papaya. Every day he sits with the 3 hot dogs and a drink with a smile on his face and says, "Today, I eat like a king." Rich hedge fund guys with vacation homes, expensive cars, and fine clothes keep stressing about money as if it was never enough for them. Carlos is not a hedge fund manager, but he is good at investing money. He saved part of his salary and invested it in index funds as well as real estate trusts. After 10 years at the time of his retirement, Carlos bought a huge, beautiful home in Puerto Rico. He relaxes every afternoon on the porch eating hot dogs. This next story is about the launch of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg started at a ground-up level and improved his business at a slow rate. He started with his own circle at Harvard, then across his campus, then to the other colleges in Boston, and then across the country. Zuckerberg clearly manages on what worked well, what didn't work, and how that could have been worked better. He didn't move his business in a bigger way, not even in a smaller way, until he was clear in what he had. That is his logic of starting a business. This gave him success in 2012 as Facebook became the biggest IPO in the tech industry when it went public. This is the story of Cupcake boss Gigi Butler. At the age of 17, Gigi moved to Nashville to pursue her dream as a singer-songwriter. She started working as a waitress and doing house cleaning jobs. But finally, at the age of 30, Gigi gave up her dream and just continued her job of cleaning houses with 5 girls working for her. At that time, Gigi got a call from her brother saying that a red velvet cupcake which he ate was not as good as hers. He suggested for her to open a cupcake shop in Nashville. When Gigi approached the bank for loans, it didn't work out, but finally she saved enough money to open her cupcake shop. And now there are 100 Gigi's Cupcake stores in 24 states of America, earning a total of $35 million in sales per year. At last, Gigi's hard work, passion, and commitment in the business made her achieve this level in 6 years. What is it? Money is not important all the time. When you do what you love with a motivating person behind you, it gives you, honestly, just immense pleasure to move towards success. When the entire world is against you, it's, really good to have some mentors on your side as a support and to motivate you. Every entrepreneur needs a mentor in their business journey. A survey done by micromentor.org in 2012 says entrepreneurs who have mentors could increase their revenue by 106%, but those who have no mentors have an average increase of only 14%. Here is the story of Mosiah Bridges, an 11-year-old kid. He started his business, Mo's Bow. He creates handmade bow ties along with his mother and granny, who are his mentors. Mo used to go to school dressed up with a tie. He just loves to wear formal clothes every day. Mo's granny is good at sewing. She created the bows for him. People laugh at Mo when they see him in formal wear, even with no occasion. But soon the teasing stopped, and Mo's friends, neighbors, cousins started asking where he got his ties. Mo sold his ties just for a few dollars. He took whatever he was offered. And then Mo learned how to sew from his granny. Mo, his granny, and his mom made more handmade ties. They priced it at $20 per piece. What's so cool about Mo's bows? They are not just plain black or blue. Mo created ties with different exciting prints and many colors. Initially, Mo was making ties only for kids' necks at about 15 to 18 inches. Later, he created for adult size of 22 inches as well. Mo appeared in the Shark Tank TV show. After that, he got a lot of attention and orders started coming in. Mo hired 2 local women for sewing. He became the face of his company. His granny and his mom supported him from behind the scene. Broke isn't just personal. Success in business will not happen overnight. You can dream big, but really, you should keep it real. The power of broke not only applies to companies, but for individual entrepreneurs as well. Every big business and brand today always started at a small level. In the process of growing, there will always be 4 stages. These are item, label, brand, and lifestyle. An item is just that. An item without any name, logo, or brand. It's just a product which satisfies a need. A label is something which adds a little more value to the item. When you give the item a name, customers will remember from the label and ask for it. A brand is when you have created a logo, a specific style, and the brand is followed consistently. Lifestyle is when the brand attains a particular status with a good quality. That's when the customers started looking for it. Ryan Deiss, the founder and CEO of digital marketing, went through these stages one by one. As a student at the University of Texas, he thought of earning money through website design. But Ryan didn't know how to design websites, so he started learning. He searched for a job in web design around Austin, Texas, and got an email from a marketing company. Ryan learned about web design before the company went out of business. Years later, Ryan's first independent design gave him a big success. He started designing more websites. At that point, he met a girl named Emily, whom he wants to marry. Ryan wanted to buy an engagement ring of about $10,000. To buy it, he thought of how he can improve his business. Ryan started a website, sitesightings.com, for selling real estate. He proposed to a developer to sell products on his site and offered to pay $500 from his credit card. That's how Ryan began selling products on his websites and increased his income. He created a new product, Opt-in Automator, for which he fixed a price of $14. With the money he earned, Ryan paid his $500 credit card bill and saved enough for the $10,000 engagement ring. On a Sunday night in April, his accountant called up and told that taxes are due to be paid. Ryan managed to arrange a promotional campaign for 6 primary businesses, and 2 days later, he paid back all the taxes. Imagine that. There was a time when Ryan did not know anything about web design, but with his determination, he became an expert, and he slowly grew his business. Ryan moved correctly through the 4 stages of business growth. That is item, label, brand, and lifestyle. Be the change. Time is the one thing which money cannot buy. The Power of Broke teaches about working harder, smarter, and honestly more efficiently. You have to be passionate about what you do. Time is something which you cannot give and take it back. Everyone runs behind time. Uber, it's a ride service to save time. Apple Pay, it helps customers to save time. Grubhub, an online food ordering service to get food delivered to your home faster to save time. Crowdfunding.com is another good example for this concept. Through the site, new entrepreneurs can think of a prototype version of the product, market test it, and give it in the hands of investors before releasing it to the customers. Let us take a successful story via crowdfunding. Honeyflow is a honey extracting business developed by a father-son team in Australia. In March 2015, they launched a fundraising campaign on Indiegogo.com, looking to raise $70,000. To everyone's surprise, at the end of the campaign in the following month, Honeyflow raised about $12 million from 36,000 customers. This was the most successful campaign in Indiegogo's history. The more one puts in initiatives, the same return you will get, and these Honeyflow guys are the best examples for that. The father and son team always run around to refine their product, testing in the field, collecting feedback from the farmers and beekeepers. Finally, they were rewarded by Indiegogo, and it's because of the time they have taken to attain incredible success. Here's another story. Mark Burnett is the successful television producer of the famous shows Survivor, The Voice, The Apprentice, and Shark Tank. Time magazine named him as one of the most influential people. But the truth is, Mark had humble beginnings. He came from a small town where all will have the same job, same dreams, and same circumstances. Mark's father worked in the factory, but he doesn't want to be like his father. Instead, he wants something more. When Mark moved to Los Angeles, he started to work as a live-in housekeeper and nanny for a rich family in Malibu. The guy for whom Mark was working owns an insurance company. Mark also started as an insurance agent. To earn more money, he started selling t-shirts on the beach over the weekends. This business gave Mark more than working as a housekeeper and insurance agent. He informed his boss about his resignation and continued selling the t-shirts on the beach. On his free time, Mark read books and attended seminars. He read Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. Mark never imagined that he would one day work with Donald Trump as host for the TV show The Apprentice. He also saved money to attend Tony Robbins' seminars. Later, Tony became his close friend. Somewhere in the depth of his mind, Mark was thinking about adventure. He joined the Wild Raid Adventure contest in Costa Rica and competed in 2 raid events. This gave him the idea to conduct a similar event in North America. In 1995, Mark started the Eco Challenge Adventure competition. It was a 300-mile course of mountain biking, kayaking, horseback riding, and trekking. The contest was so popular that the Discovery Channel bought rights to air Mark's event. He wanted to shoot the contest from a helicopter, as that is how viewers will see more of the action. However, Discovery Channel rejected the idea because it's too costly. There are no drones yet in 1995. And so what Mark did is to produce the helicopter by himself. He charged it with his personal credit card. A few years later, he created Survivor as a result of the Eco Challenge Adventure broadcast. Mark always wanted his shows to stand out. Each season of Survivor was filmed in different locations. For the first season of Survivor, Mark was looking for an island kind of location. He saw the tourism campaign for Malaysia and called the Malaysian Tourism Office. Mark asked for 5 business class tickets and 5 hotel rooms for the 5 contestants. He also asked for a helicopter so he can search for good locations. The Tourism Office of Malaysia gave whatever he asked for, and in addition to that, they assigned a location manager to help Mark tour the country. Mark has got whatever he has asked for from the Malaysian Tourism Office because they thought that Survivor would be beneficial for their country's tourism. The first season of Survivor was a big hit. It was filmed in Borneo Island, Malaysia. Mark believes that his success in the television industry is because of the thirst he had for adventure, his fear of regrets, and the energy which made him keep going to higher levels. Conclusion. In this book, you learned that the power of broke could either break you or make you. It depends on how you take it. You also learned how to get out of the broke status. You also have learned that being broke should never stop anyone. It should make you work harder. Failures are the stepping stone to success. You should learn from your failures, which will give you a new perspective on how to achieve your goal. More failures mean more opportunities for you to improve your business. If you love this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you for watching.